It's time for another WrestlePlanet news update as WWE slashed ticket prices after being outdone by AEW. A released WWE superstar is heading to New Japan Pro Wrestling. And a huge name has met up with an Impact Wrestling EVP ahead of a potential debut. All that and more coming up in today's video, but first, let's take a look at the ratings for the battle between AEW Rampage and WWE Smackdown this past Friday. Both shows would go head to head for half an hour after WWE's Blue Show was extended by 30 minutes whilst moving to FS1 from Fox for one night. As you can see from this graph from the folks over at WrestleNomics, WWE did manage to outdraw AEW in the overall viewership, averaging 878,000 compared to the 602,000 for Rampage. Bear in mind we are only looking at the numbers for the half an hour that crossed over. AEW did manage to win the all-important key demo, drawing 328,000 viewers between the age of 18 and 49, compared to SmackDown's 285,000. It's worth remembering that SmackDown's numbers were affected by the channel change, with FS1 being available in slightly less homes than TNT, which aired Rampage. This victory follows a declaration of war from AEW President Tony Khan last week, following what he calls an aggressive extension of SmackDown, and following the news he took to Twitter to share his delight with the AEW fanbase. Next, let's jump across to Major League Wrestling, where a former MLW World Heavyweight Champion is set to leave the company. According to Fightful, former UFC fighter Tom Lawler will be finishing up soon as his 2-year contract comes to an end, which is said to have been confirmed by MLW sources who spoke very highly of him. Lawler recently competed in a casket match, losing to MLW Caribbean Heavyweight Champion King Muertes at the recent MLW Fightland show in Philadelphia, which is said to be a way of writing him off of television. Tom has been with the company since 2017, winning the Battle Riot match the next year before going on to defeat Low Ki for the MLW World Heavyweight title in 2019. He is also a former winner of the prestigious Opera Cup, which he won last year. Lawler is currently working for New Japan Pro Wrestling on their United States-based Strong brand and became the first ever New Japan Strong Openweight champion back in April. He has expressed a desire to return to MMA, where he currently remains under contract with the PFL Fighting League. There is no word on the status of his New Japan contract or if he has any interest from WWE or AEW. And now let's move down to Mexico, where Kenny Omega is set to defend his AAA World Championship this December. Lucha Libre AAA will be hosting their TripleMania Regia show live from Monterrey and will be headlined by a title match with Omega set to defend against current World Trios champion El Hijo del Vikingo, who is a rising star on the roster. The 24-year-old was ranked number 42 in this year's PWI 500, his first appearance on the list. This is Omega's 6th defense of the title that he has held for 3 years at this point. Also confirmed to be on the show was Cain Velasquez, who makes his return to the promotion following 2 matches in 2019 before his brief spell in WWE where he feuded with Brock Lesnar. He will team with Pagano and Psycho Clown to take on Rey Escorpion and Black Taurus, as well as a mystery partner. We can also expect an announcement for a match with new AAA Tag Team Champions FTR, who won the belts on this weekend's episode of Saturday Night Dynamite, defeating longtime champions the Lucha Brothers. The AAA Vice President has said that he's hopeful that the champs will be present at the show, although nothing has been worked out with AEW as of this recording. WWE are in the midst of their King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournaments, and the finalists for both have now been confirmed. On last night's episode of Raw, the New Day's Xavier Woods defeated Jinder Mahal to advance from the semi-finals and will now face Finn Balor in the final to determine the next King of the Ring. Interestingly, Woods has been calling for the return of the King of the Ring tournament for years, stating that becoming king is top of his bucket list, and it would no doubt be a cool moment if he were to get the win. Raw also saw Doudrop defeat Shayna Baszler to progress to the Queen's Crown final, who will take on Zelina Vega to find out who will be the first winner of the crown. Both finals will be held this Thursday at the Crown Jewel event live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Next weekend, Impact Wrestling will host their annual Bound for Glory pay-per-view live from Sam's Town in Las Vegas, Nevada on Saturday, October 23rd. The sales for the event have gone very well for the promotion, with them having now confirmed that the show is now sold out, although there is a possibility that more seats will be added once production is finalized. As it stands, there are still tickets available for the post-Bound for Glory TV tapings, which will be held on the 2 following nights on the 24th and 25th of October. The show will be headlined by an Impact Wrestling Championship match between champion Christian Cage and challenger Josh Alexander. You can't help but feel that the rumors of appearances from Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman have also helped with sales, and we have an update on the latter later on in the video. And as always, Bound for Glory will be available via our Fight affiliate link in the description below if you fancy checking it out. And quickly, just before we continue, make sure you drop a like on the video as it helps me out a lot, and make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss any upcoming wrestling content as we head, hopefully, towards 100,000 subscribers. But now, let's press play on the video. This week, AEW have confirmed the signing of an AEW Dark talent to a full-time contract. Last month, Lee Moriarty was offered a contract on air on Elevation by AEW President Tony Khan, which at the time was a developmental deal. 1 month later, his contract has been upgraded to what is being described as a full-time deal. The news was confirmed on social media by an official Lee Moriarty is All Elite graphic. This past week, he lost to Bobby Fish on the Rampage buy-in pre-show and has yet to pick up a win in 5 AEW outings, losing 4 singles matches and 1 tag team match. Moriarty has been wrestling since 2015, appearing for promotions like Ring of Honor and Major League Wrestling before signing with AEW. Next up, we have a report regarding the upcoming AEW and AEW shows in Long Island, New York. For those unaware, both promotions will be hosting TV tapings in the brand new UBS Arena in the next month or so, with WWE Raw scheduled for November 29th, followed by a live AEW Dynamite, which will be followed by a Rampage taping on the same night, with this happening on December 8th. So far, AEW have sold close to 8,000 tickets for their night, which WWE are lagging behind on, having only sold a mere 3,000. As a result of the poor sales, WWE have now decided to slash their tickets, with some now being half the price that they were before. According to WrestleTix, who actively monitor the ticket sales of wrestling events, are reporting that Upper Deck tickets were previously $30 and are now available for $15. Current ticket prices for Raw are now lower than AEW in most, if not all, sections. Next up, let's head over to New Japan Pro Wrestling, where the signing of a recently released WWE superstar has been revealed. At this week's New Japan Strong Showdown tapings in Philadelphia, a video aired to hype up the upcoming debut of Buddy Matthews, who is the former Buddy Murphy in WWE. His debut is set to take place at the Battle in the Valley event in San Jose, California on November 13th. The video package made reference to Buddy's character in WWE, where he was the follower of Seth Rollins before he went on to question his place in the world. He'd then stumble upon a poster for the Battle in the Valley show before ripping it off the wall as the camera panned in on his face for the first time. The video was then posted on New Japan's social media accounts following the tapings. This will be Buddy's first appearance in a major wrestling company since his release, having worked 3 independent dates as of this recording. And next up, we have an update on the status of free agent Braun Strowman, or Adam Scherr, who was released from WWE in June. Strowman, whose non-compete clause expired at the end of August, is now able to sign with any promotion he likes, with talks said to have taken place with MLW, Impact Wrestling, and AEW. In the past couple of days, PW Insider are reporting that Strowman has been spotted meeting with Executive Vice President of Impact Wrestling, Scott D'Amore, with the pair seen in a hotel bar near this week's Motor City Comic-Con in Detroit, Michigan. D'Amore is said to have arrived first before being joined by the former monster among men before chatting for a, quote, long time. It was also noted in the report that Impact are working on a number of surprises for the upcoming Bound for Glory pay-per-view next week, which is the likely location of Braun's debut were he to sign. This was hinted at recently by Scott D'Amore himself during a live stream, suggesting both Buddy Matthews and Braun Strowman will be heading to Impact. And before you go, make sure you check out my video where I rank every single AEW champion from worst to best, including the TNT, Women's, Tag Team, and World Championship.